That's exactly what it was. If we want to talk about good games for second half games, I mean, Mississippi State, Arizona State. Arizona State got out early, right? And then they kind of just took their foot off the gas a little bit, but then Mississippi State just did not let go. And they came back in this game. What were they down 30-6? Something to that degree, 30-13, or I
It's,
don't know what that number was.
yeah, it was third 30-3. Yep.
30-3, dude. And they came back and almost made it a ball game. Now, we both picked Arizona State to win and cover. That was awesome. Cam Scatterby. Holy schmoly, is that guy good at football? All right. And also, holy moly, is Mississippi State's run defense very concerning heading into SEC play.
That's
I mean,
that's not something you want to be concerned with. That is not something you want to be concerned with. And obviously, credit to Arizona State, but Cam Scatterbo, man, good football player. We talked about like letting Sam leave it, get comfortable in a game, and you give Scatterbo 33 rushing attempts. He averages 8 yards on those carries, and he goes for 262 yards. That is how you get your quarterback comfortable. And Sam Leavitt also
didn't
had
need to do
68
anything.
more and 2 touchdowns on the ground, but that was a nice compliment. Obviously, he had 69 yards. It was 10 for 20. But a lot of that too was like game script dictated that you didn't have to throw the ball and you didn't want to throw the ball. Obviously, you only scored 3 points in the second half, which is where you would kind of want a quarterback to be able to go in there and extend drives and really bleed out clock and put a team away. But a win's a win for Kenny Dillingham, man. A win is a win. And for Jeff Lebby, it's a tough loss. It is. But again, you were on the road and you made it close. And Shapen looked pretty good at times, especially in that second half. And yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And I would have liked to see Booth and Lee run the ball better. We talked about Shapen being their leading rusher last week, and that was a little bit concerning. And obviously, the game script dictated that you had to throw the ball in the second half. But to me, that's for Mississippi State. That's where I wanted to see them be able to run the ball better than they did. And they didn't run the ball well in the first half. And they got down big early. But Cam Scatterbo, man. Scatterboo. Scatterboo.
Boo. Yeah, credit Blake Shapen, by the way. That fumble was bad. All right. And the one that they lost in Arizona State, the big boy touchdown, but credit him coming back in that game. Kelly Akari, I thought was going to be a better weapon for them, and not saying that he can't be, but Kevin Coleman feels like to have emerged as this wide receiver one. I also think that Mosley as well has kind of emerged as another nice target for them to have. But if they get Kelly Akari going as well with those guys, I think offensively, and I like Trayer at tight end as well. I like Trayer at tight end. So if you can get the third option at receiver going and start to figure out how to run the ball, then maybe this Jeff Levy team can do something in the SEC play. But right now, I'm looking at this Mississippi State team, and I'm very concerned, very, very concerned on both sides of the football because if you're giving up, you know, dang near 350 yards more than that on the ground, a team like Arizona State, I'm very concerned. What a team like Texas A&M is going to do to you, what a team like Texas is going to do to you, Georgia, Arkansas. What is Arkansas going to do to you, by the way? Quinn Jackson looks freaking awesome over there for Arkansas. We'll talk about them soon. Tennessee, Missouri, Ole Miss. This schedule for Mississippi State is absolutely brutal. And there's no guarantees that they beat Toledo either next week. So that's a game that's going to be on my radar as possible stinker situation alert. But yeah,
Well,
I'm hoping the bottom doesn't fall off for this Mississippi State team, but it's starting to look like that they might not. And I know that Jeff Levy tried to put together as much as he could on that roster after it was kind of devastated from last year, but it might not be enough.
you cannot get outrushed by more than 300 yards on the road and expect to win. It was a miracle you were in that game in the first place. Considering that disparity there, obviously your points are all valid. Your points are all valid there in terms of looking forward for Mississippi State. In terms of looking forward for Arizona State, right? Do not sleep. do not sleep next Friday on the road, right? At Texas State, at San Marcos, right?
Oh yeah.
That they're going to be ready to go. I think. I think that fan base wants that win, and obviously Texas Tech, did not look good at all last week. So in an ideal world, you can beat Texas Tech, you can beat Texas State, and then all of a sudden you're 4-0. Damn it! And who knows? Once you get into Big 12 play, you can feel really good about that. I looked at their schedule early, and part of the reason why I was on the under was just because like they're out of conference. It just scared me, and not that like any of these teams are like really really good teams and just gonna automatically lose, but like Wyoming was a team that was like you could have lost to. That spread was not that big, and obviously their offense was just pretty terrible, and they lost again to Idaho this week. But Mississippi State again, a team that you should have beaten. You were over a touchdown favorite, or you were about a less than touchdown favorite, and you did win. Awesome. Texas State, again, another team that kind of scary and frisky. Get away with a win there. And I think you feel really good about not only making steps to be playing winning football, but in terms of being able to make a bowl game this year for Arizona State. You feel really good because their schedule in terms of Big 12 standards is not that great. Like I don't see Houston, right? I don't see Colorado, right? You know, some of the teams that you kind of want to see towards the bottom half of Big 12, you don't really get on your schedule. And a lot of your tough games are on the road. So again, but big time win. You did your job in week 2. I loved the uniforms, the gold out. It looked very, very good with the white helmet, but Scadaboo did this thing. We'll see how they continue to leave it, comfortable and going because they're going to need him to throw more than 60 yards to win football games. And we'll see how they kind of progress that. But I also trust Kenny Dillingham to be able to do that because if there's a guy in the Big 12 I trust with quarterbacks, it's probably Dillingham.